And I do now want to bring in Ernie Sirski. He's the Reeve of the Rural Municipality of Dauphin. Ernie, thank you for making time for us today.
Thank you, Arthi, and good morning.
First of all, I do want to express our condolences to your community and, of course, to yourself also for what I know the community is going through right now and all of the grieving that is underway in Dauphin. So, again, thank you for joining us during such a difficult time.
And thank you for those comments. We do appreciate it.
I want to ask how you're doing today.
Well, I'm doing fine. I mean, I'm not directly affected by this, but as the Reeve of the municipality, I have to be aware of what's going on, and I have to be aware of the people that are grieving here today and have been since this horrific accident on Thursday.
We know also that, of course, a lot of the community leaders, yourself, the Premier, have been kept up to date by RCMP. You had a meeting recently with officials. What did you learn there?
Well, what we do know, and I can tell you this, is that all the families have been notified as to the status of their loved ones. There's no doubt about that. I'm not at liberty to say much more beyond that, but the families are aware of who survived and who didn't.
To that end, of course, we've been talking about how tight-knit the community is, how close it is. It's a small community. How challenging has it been to not only, of course, be the leader here, to offer comfort while you yourself may also be grieving too, because so many people knew one another?
Well, I mean, that's the thing here, right? I mean, we're a community, and I represent the rural municipality, but Dauphin, the city of Dauphin and the rural municipality are very close together. We're very tight-knit. We're a community of 11,000 people, and you know, that being the case, everybody knew somebody that was involved. If they didn't know somebody, they know somebody that knew somebody. So we just do the best we can. That's the reality of it, and we have to come together and help each other.
You know, my producer was telling me in her conversation with you that many people have been coming to talk to you about their experiences, whether or not they knew someone or if they perhaps were going to go on this trip itself and ended up not going. What have those conversations been like?
Well, very difficult ones, there's no doubt about it. And I spoke to some people yesterday that had said that they were supposed to be on that trip and just decided at the last minute they weren't going to go. The reality is they're emotional about it. It could have been them on that bus, but they're very thankful that they weren't.
How difficult is it to have those conversations for you? There must be so many people, of course, who are trying to reach out and speak to you, and of course you're also taking on a leadership role.
Well, it doesn't matter in this kind of situation. It's always difficult, but you just have to pick it up and pick yourself up and carry on and show the kind of leadership that we have in this community. And it's not just myself, it's my entire council, it's the City of Dauphin Council and Mayor that are coming together and making sure we support each other in our roles.
And let's for a moment talk about how the community is coming together, since you've discussed it there. How is the community unifying around this tragedy?
Well, we're very fortunate that we've had trauma counselors come in, and we've set up trauma counselors at our local curling rink. So that's been a great effort on their behalf. It's got to be difficult for them as well, because they're dealing with emotions here that you don't expect. It's so unexpected. You never planned for this kind of trauma.
Certainly it's not something anyone would plan for. I do wonder, when it comes to these broader discussions that we certainly know are also underway, questions about the safety of the infrastructure, how deeply are people getting into those conversations about whether or not something needs to change?
I don't think that's even come up in the conversation. That's something for the future to think about. Right now it's the process of trying to grieve and trying to help each other.
We were discussing also the prospect of vigils and memorials. What are some of the things that are being discussed right now in ways to honor the people who tragically lost their life during this accident?
I don't think we've gotten to that point yet. We're still, like I said previously, the RCMP have just notified the families of the people that were impacted by this. And we haven't gotten into that situation yet.
What would you like Canadians to know about how the community is feeling right now dealing with this news?
Well, like I said before, we're a close-knit community, we're a small community, and we're here. We're here to help each other. And I think that's the important part of this type of situation.
And through all of this, I just finally want to ask you what you're most thankful for in terms of support and what Canadians might also be able to continue to offer that would be the most helpful for people who are coping with this right now.
Well, the very unfortunate part is that the news has to come here. The news has to come from Dauphin because of a tragic event like this, and that's the really sad part of this whole thing, is that we had to have a tragedy like this to happen. But we do appreciate the country's outpouring of sympathy. We know that it's a difficult time for us, not only in Dauphin, Manitoba, and surrounding communities, but throughout Canada. And we do appreciate the outpourings of sympathies that we have from throughout the Canada, from not only in Canada, but beyond Canada as well. So we are thankful for that.
Are you hoping for anything specific from RCMP or the Premier as they will make a statement this afternoon?
I'm not going to speculate on what the RCMP is going to say. I'll leave that for 12 o'clock when we listen to the news reports.
Well, again, we very much appreciate you making time for us to discuss this during this tragedy, because certainly Canadians want to hear from the community and know how they can help. So thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Ernie Sirski is the Reeve of the Rural Municipality of Dauphin. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you, Arthi.
Thank you for watching the CBC Manitoba YouTube channel, and don't forget to like and subscribe. For the latest breaking news and top stories, download the CBC News app.